Sweet. Okay, that's me. So we're talking about radical generosity. Everyone say radical. Say generosity. Oh, that was so good. Good job, guys. Okay, I would be remiss if I didn't continue the tradition. Annie, can you hit the next slide? Okay, this is high school Paige. Okay, so there's a lot happening. Let me let me explain. Okay, so this is me hugging a tree. I don't know I don't know why, but me and my best friend in high school just took a lot of pictures in front of trees. And I don't know, I think we just wanted to live in the woods, and that was our way of living it out. Okay, so then we have a lot of my besties at prom. Okay, fun prom, yeah, prom. I was big into musicals. My senior musical, I got to be Queen Anne Boleyn, the one who like got her head chopped off. Okay, so my entrance onto stage was always just like Henry, like I was looking for King Henry. And yeah, okay, so that was fun. I got to tell people to bow to me, okay. And I just wore a lot of fake mustaches, that was a thing. That was my youth group. We had a challenge where we were going around Ocean City hiding in different things. One of them was a porta potty, and, because classy, okay. Isn't that so fun? So many people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 people. So many people. Everyone give it up. That's awesome. Well, now that we've gotten through that, let's continue on. Annie, you can hit the next slide. Okay, fruit. Guys, fun fact. I used to not eat any fruit. I was afraid of fruit, guys. Okay? But not the fruit of the Spirit, okay? Okay, we're clear there. Galatians 5:22 lists generosity as a fruit of the Spirit, right? Okay, so let's dive more into generosity. That's what we're here to talk about, yeah? Yeah. So we're going to Matthew 20. It says, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and the great ones make their authority over them felt. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be first among you shall be your slave. Just so the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many." It's really good. So we're called to be generous. We're called to serve. Okay, but how do we direct all of that? So let's go to the next slide. Okay, let's define generosity. So Google says that generous means to show a readiness to give more of something as money or time than is strictly necessary or expected, showing kindness toward others. ChatGPT, you know I had to ask ChatGPT. Okay. Yeah. Generosity is the quality of being kind, selfless, and willing to give freely without expecting anything in return. It can involve sharing resources, time, kindness, or support with others, often out of a genuine desire to help or uplift them. True generosity stems from compassion and a sense of abundance rather than obligation. Pop off, ChatGPT. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I just really love that last line. True generosity stems from compassion and a sense of abundance rather than obligation. So Google's just talking about money, time. We know the Lord's got so much more for us. And we're talking about radical generosity, okay? Radical meaning to the extreme, holding nothing back, okay? And that's what the Lord calls us to, right? Okay, so we're going to hit the next slide. Pop quiz. Who are we called to be like? Eleanor Bell, that's my grandma. Everyone give it up for my grandma. Yeah. That's Eleanor. Okay, I called this guy Charles. He's just a stock photo guy. But he's a person, so I feel like he needed a name, Charles. Okay, Taylor Swift. Okay, she exists. And then we have Jesus. Okay, everyone answer on 3, 2, 1. I think we have our answer. Okay, Jesus. We're called to be like Jesus. Yes. More of him, less of us. Yes, so we can go to the next slide. All right, wow, that's interesting. Okay. So we're going to go to the Catechism of the Catholic Church, see what the church has to say. So paragraph 1968, it's talking about the law of the gospel. So the gospel message proceeds to reform the heart, the root of human acts, where man chooses between the pure and the impure, where faith, hope, and charity are formed, and with them the other virtues. The gospel thus brings the law to its fullness through imitation of the perfection of the Heavenly Father, through forgiveness of enemies and prayer for persecutors, in emulation of the divine generosity. Emulation is just a fancy word for imitation. So we're called to imitate the divine generosity of Christ. And what did Christ do? Man, he was walking every day. He got his steps in with his Fitbit. You know that I was popping off. Okay, he gave his body on the cross. Okay, he gave of his whole body, his whole self there. What was he doing all day? He was talking with his friends, walking with his apostles, and he was healing the sick, feeding the hungry. He was giving all of his resources. He was counseling people. You know, when people looked into the face of Jesus, that they felt seen, that they felt heard. He saw through all of the crap that maybe they were trying to hide, and he saw right to their heart of what they truly needed. He used all of his gifts, all of himself, all of his body, all of his mind, all of his heart. So then we can go to the next slide, because I want to dive into how we can go about doing that. How can we imitate Christ? How can we live radical generosity? The Lord led me to the parable of the talents. Isn't that fun? Because time, talent, treasure. Yes. Is it? Yeah. Okay. I love it. Okay, so this is in Matthew 20. Part of it's on the screen, so we're just going to read through it. The master is going on a journey, so he's giving away his possessions to his servants to take care of. It says, to one he gave 5 talents. Say 5 talents. 5 talents. To another, 2. Say 2. 2. And to a third, 1. Say 1. 1. Perfect. To each according to his ability. Then he went away. Immediately, the one who received 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5. Likewise, the one who received 2 made another 2. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole in the ground and buried his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants came back and settled accounts with them. The one who had received 5 talents came forward, bringing the additional 5. He said, Master, you gave me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more. And this is what the master says. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come share your master's joy. There's more to this story, but we're going to pause there. And we're going to go to the next slide. Because what the heck is a talent? Because when you and I think of talent, what do you guys think of? A talent show, juggling, talent show, singing, the voice, yeah, all that. Okay, that's not what they're talking about, okay? So a talent was a form of money, a form of coinage. But talents had different values depending on the type of metal they were made of. They could be made of gold, of silver, or of copper, and their value was also determined based on their origin, where they came from. Okay? So my point is pretty much made by the Catechism, so let's go there first, because Mother Church has more to say than me. Catechism 1937. These differences belong to God's plan, who wills that each receive what he needs from others, and that those endowed with particular talents, those with particular talents share the benefits with those who need them. These differences encourage and often oblige persons to practice generosity, kindness, and sharing of goods. Wow, that's so good. So we all have different gifts. The Lord has given us different talents, different coinage, different talents with different values and different times to use them. Okay? But the truth is that we each have gifts. So Annie, can you go to the next slide? Okay, you are a gift. Can you turn to the person next to you and say, you are a gift? Turn to another person and say, you are a gift. Yeah, that's awesome. Yes. Can you guys all go like this? Everyone go like this. Oh, up high. Radical. Yeah, okay. Can you all go like this and not hit the person next to you? Okay. Can you all stomp 3 times? Awesome. Well, you guys just showed me that you have a voice. You're able to tell someone they are a gift. You just told me that you have eyes, you could see me. You just told me you have ears, you could follow my verbal instructions. Insane. Give it up for our senses, yeah. Seriously, those 3 things are some of the most beautiful gifts that you can give people. And this is a very simple way you can practice generosity and practice it the way that Jesus did. There's a difference when we sit down with someone and we're intentionally looking at them and we're nodding along and actually hearing what they're saying, and we want to know more about their heart, where we actually care. We're coming from a place of love. And when we're just sitting there and we're like, yeah, what am I going to have for lunch? I don't know. Oh, I got to do that test. And we're thinking our mind's somewhere else. Our time and attention are some of the best gifts that we can give. That's so important, and that's so good. That's one very simple way that you can practice generosity right now. You're all giving it to me. Thank you. You guys are all generous. You're giving me attention. Oh, thanks. Okay, so we have those very simple ways that all of us have that gift, and then some of us have more unique gifts to your talents, your desires, like sports or music or academics, arts, fashion. I put this picture of Maggie and Paul up there because I really appreciate the fashion choices that they made there. I have some pictures of you guys and also just some stock photos. But I really like this picture of you guys serving. It's beautiful. You guys, your gifts are beautiful. And to be generous, to be able to give, is to suggest that we have something to give in the first place. And sometimes it's really easy to let the enemy convince us that we don't have anything to give, but you do. And if you're not sure, you can ask the Lord what he wants to highlight in you, because he'll tell you. Okay, so the next part of the story. Immediately, the one who received 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5. Likewise, the one who received 2 made another 2. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole in the ground and buried his master's money. So we have talents. Number 1, we have gifts. How we give them matters. Okay, so this is the spectrum of giving, okay? Over here, we have self-care culture. I didn't even look up negative self-care culture. I just looked up self-care culture, and it's like, yeah, this isn't a talent, okay? Just laying there with cucumbers on your eyes? No. That's not going to get you a golden buzzer, okay? But I will say, hear what I'm not saying. Okay, taking care of yourself is really good. So good, okay? Jesus slept. Please sleep. Please get a good night of sleep. Jesus ate. Please eat nourishing food. So good, so good. Jesus hung out with his friends. Jesus went off by himself. You think he needed time by himself with the Father after the day that he's had. So it's good to take time for yourself. It's good to take care of yourself. But where it becomes toxic and where it takes us away from the Lord is when it does become all about me. I need to protect my peace. I can't let anybody touch my schedule. I can't give you more of my time. It's too precious. You don't need to protect your peace, because guess who's protecting it? Guess who's gonna give it to you? Yes, Jesus. You don't have to worry about protecting your peace. He's got it. And on the other side, I am a self-diagnosed people pleaser. Anybody else self-diagnosed people pleaser? Okay, yes. Okay, struggle. we can, okay, we're gonna practice this. Okay, say no. No. Good job. You can do it. You can do it. Good job. You can say no. Okay, so the problem with people pleasing, okay, you're giving. You're recognizing you have something to give. Does this woman look joyful? No. Does she look like she's sharing in the Father's joy? Oh. Okay, I've got a little example of this. When I started to help out with retreat ministry in my diocese back in Pennsylvania, we were running a retreat, And I was so gung-ho about it. I was like, I'm going to put all myself into this. I want to help with all of this, and I want this to be the best retreat ever. They're like, can you help with slides? Yes. Who can help with worship? Me. Yes, me. I got it. Who can help lead small group? Me. I got it. Who can lead affirmation activity? I got it. Who can lead a prayer activation? I got it. Who can run this morning prayer? I got it. Oh my gosh. I was so tired, guys. I came to that retreat and I wanted it to be over. And I was in the midst of the retreat and I was so bitter. I didn't want to do it. And I left the retreat and I was joyful as heck because it was over. I didn't want to be there anymore. Okay. So I learned my lesson next year and I said I'll sign up for 3 things. And guess what happened? I was so joyful. It was so fun. I got to give generously because I wasn't overselling myself. Did you notice what I was saying as I signed up for every single thing? I got it. I don't got it. I didn't have it. Okay? And it wasn't about me needing to do everything. It was about choosing what the Lord was calling me to do and then running with it. So we're called to work alongside with the Lord. This is the end of the story. It's a bit rough. So we know the part where it says, you received 5 talents. He came forward with the additional 5. He said, Master, you gave me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more. He says, well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come share your master's joy. That part's so good. This part is also important. He did the same thing with I'm not out counting the one with the 2 talents. He did the same thing. Okay, same thing. He gave all of it. He gave the 2 talents plus the ones that he made. Same response from the Lord. Then the one who received the 1 talent came forward and said, Master, I knew you were a demanding person. So out of fear, I went and buried your talent in the ground. Here it is back. Okay, he was honest. His master said to him in reply, you wicked and lazy servant. And then the Lord pops off and is like, why did you do this? But comes to the point of, for to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will grow rich. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. Did you notice how the one with the 5 talents didn't just come forward with the 5 that he originally had? He brought all of it back to the master. We're made to give all of ourselves to him, not to hide it in fear or out of laziness. We're made to give it all to him. And so I have another example of how I wasn't the best at being generous. Okay, these aren't all of me. Okay, this is Anna and Allison. Give it up for Anna and Allison. Yay. I was in orchestra, shout out orchestra. I was doing it since the 4th grade. I really loved it. I loved the violin, beautiful instrument. But our director was a little goofy, and not a lot of people agreed with his directing style. Okay, so our class began to kind of make fun of him, mostly behind his back, but would just kind of roll their eyes at anything that he would say. And I kind of partook in that. I got annoyed. I got tired of it. No, he wasn't doing anything disrespectful to us. He wasn't dishonoring us. He was just being himself. We just didn't like his personality as much. So this is very humbling for me. And you could tell that he noticed. Like, the whole room, he did not have respect of the whole room. This is a place where I did not practice generosity well with my talent. I had a talent for violin. I was in chamber orchestra. I was in the higher up orchestra. But as time went on, as I got more annoyed, I stopped practicing. And every time I had to go, I did so begrudgingly when I had to go to orchestra. So this is a place I wasn't compassionate. I wasn't putting my time and energy into it. It was a talent the Lord gave me, and I wasted it. Okay. Another one, I am a theater girl. I am a music girl. Give it up for theater, okay? Yeah. I wasn't a sports girl, okay? That wasn't my thing. Me and my friend tried to do it so many times. But one that we finally committed to was track, because we were like, throwing. we know how to throw things. Yeah, throwing. Yeah, throwing. I was like, I can throw something. So it's harder than it looks, guys. Sheesh. The coach was like, what are you guys doing here? Like, really was not fostering our talent, because truthfully, was there a talent there? Not really. It's okay. That wasn't my talent, but I showed up, I committed to it, and I put in the time. I really liked javelin specifically. That one, I was throwing the spear. I was like, this is cool. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna, I don't know. I don't know. And there came a time where my friend quit. She left me in the dust. But I was like, I committed to this. I'm going to stay. I'm going to do this. And so I committed my time. I committed my effort. I practiced outside of track practice, okay, at something I was not good at, so that I could try to get a little bit better. And there was one day where they were practicing for championships or something. So all the good throwers were over there. And then the coach said to 2 or 3 of us, you guys can stay here and practice. We weren't included in the championship practice. Okay, I was just throwing the javelin over and over again and just practicing for him again and again. At some point, I threw a good one, and I was like, oh. And the coach said, Belle. And I was like, me? And he was like, that was good. And I was like, yes. Shout out javelin. And then, I finished the season I committed to, and I said, yeah, not again, Lord. Okay, know your talent. Okay, you have a gift. Is it javelin for me? No. Okay, my number one thing that I loved to do in high school was sing. So I worked again and again to try to make it into the a cappella group at the school and the show choir group at the school. Freshman year, didn't get it. Sophomore year, didn't get it. Junior year, didn't get it. Senior year, I got it. Yeah. You know what? Yahoo! Because I put in so much freaking time to perfect my singing skills as best I could, to perfect dances as best I could, because I loved it, and I knew that I had some talent for it. So I put in the time, and I put in the effort. And that's something that the Lord brought me so much joy in my senior year of high school. It was awesome getting to sing with a cappella. Okay. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to go to the next slide, which is just this beautiful theme shown in this religious art. What's our theme? Poured out. Did the woman at Bethany not give generously? She gave so generously of herself and of her time to be there with Jesus, to just worship him and share in the joy. If you just look at this image, look at how much she adores him. That's what we're called to just adore him and to give all of ourselves, whether that's in your relationships or whether that's in your sports or your music, whether it's just in doing the dishes or walking through the hall. Look up, see who's in front of you. Give generously of your eyes. Give generously of your ears. Hear the person in front of you. Give generously of your time. Let your yes mean yes. So we're going to just pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Father, I thank you for every person in this room and for the gifts that you've given them. Holy Spirit, come and bring a new sense of peace, new sense of generosity, a new passion and desire for generosity, to give of our gifts abundantly. All of it is yours. Lord, it's all come from you. Our bodies, our minds, our souls, our talents, it all comes from you. Help us to give it all back